come down and work for your people.
Order, senators. We are still on. Senators, order. Take your seat, please.
And order number 11, Committee of the Whole, the Intergovernmental Relations Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 37 of 2021, division as well.
Yes, we need someone from the Labour Committee.
Honorable Senators, kindly take your seats.
Senator Maluma will be moving for chair Labour Committee as the vice chair, since Senator Sakaja is not here.
Honorable Senators, kindly take your seats. Senators, you want to commence business of the House. Can you take your seats, please? Order, members. I don't want to mention names. Can you take your seats? I would like to give you the guidelines on how to do the amendments on the first bill that we are dealing with. That is the Heritage and Museum Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2021. Honorable Senators, as you may recall, this bill has been Senators, as you may recall, this bill has been canvassed at the special sittings held on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and Wednesday, 22nd December 2021. What was left from this special sitting was a division at the Committee of the Whole and subsequently at the third reading stage. At the Committee of the Whole stage, the bill was canvassed without any amendments proposed, and therefore the bill would have been passed by the Senate without amendments had a division been undertaken. However, on Monday, 10th January 2022, the chairperson of the Standing Committee of Labor and Social Welfare filed a notice of amendment with the Office of the Clerk pursuant to Standing Orders 147.2, noting that no decision on the bill at the Committee of the Whole had been made other than a resolution by the Senate for the Committee of the Whole to sit again another day. It has therefore become necessary for the Committee of the Whole to consider the amendments by the Standing Committee. In this regard, I therefore direct that the Committee of the Whole considers and the said amendments and the requisite processes follow as contained in Standing Order number 47 to 149. I thank you, Senators. So we start.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that Clause 4 be part of the bill. Amendment by the mover, Chairperson, Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare. Senator Mwaruma is going to do it on behalf of the Chair.
Thank you, Chair. That the bill be amended by deleting Clause 4.
I propose the question that Clause 4 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 4 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that Clause 5 be part of the bill. Amendment by the mover, Chairperson, Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare.
That Clause 5 of the bill be amended by A, inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph B. Paragraph BA, identify and manage Grade 1 heritage resources in accordance with this Act, and B, deleting paragraphs D and E.
I propose the question that Clause 5 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 5 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that Clause 6 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clause 6 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that Clause 7 be part of the bill.
That Clause 7...
Amendment by the Chairperson.
That Clause 7 of the bill be amended by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph B. So paragraph BA should read, identify and manage Grade 2 heritage resources in accordance with this Act.
I propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed. Division at the end. I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Amendment by the past chairperson.
That clause 8 of the bill be amended. A, in subclause 1 by deleting paragraph D
after paragraph B.
and substituting therefore the following new paragraph
should read,
paragraph D should
identify
read
and manage grade
3
2
persons representing
heritage
scientific, arts, and general outstanding
accordance with
interest
this
in and
I
contribution
propose the
of
question
work
that clause
of
7 be
the
amended as
national
proposed. I put the
heritage,
question
one
that clause
of
7 be
whom
amended as
shall
proposed.
be
Division at
nominated
the end.
by Nature
I
Kenya.
propose the question that I clause propose the 8 question be that part clause of the
8
bill.
be part-
Amendment by the be past amended chairperson. as proposed. I put the question that clause
clause
8
8
be amended
of
as
the bill
proposed.
be
Division
amended.
at the end.
A,
Clauses
in subclause
9
1
to
by
33.
deleting
I propose
paragraph
the
D
question that clauses
and
39 to
substituting therefore
33
the
be part
following new paragraph should read, paragraph
that
D
clauses
should read,
9 to 33 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses
and
9
general
to 33 be
outstanding
part of the
interest
bill. Division
and
at the end.
contribution
the
of the
question
work
that clause
of
7 be amended as
national
proposed.
heritage.
I propose the question that clauses 34 to 39 be part of the bill. Chairperson?
That the bill be amended by deleting clause 34. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 35. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 36. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 37. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 38. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 39.
I propose the question that clauses 34 to 39 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clauses 34 to 39 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 40 to 60.
I propose the question that clauses 40 to 60 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 40 to 60 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clauses 61 to 80.
I propose the question that clauses 61 to 80 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 61 to 80 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clauses 81 to 100.
I propose the question that clauses 81 to 100 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 81 to 100 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
First, second, and third schedules.
I propose the question that that first, second, and third schedules be part of the bill. I put the question that first, second, and third schedules be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
New clause 2A.
I propose the question that new clause 2A be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2A be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 2B.
I propose the question that new clause 2B be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2B be read a second time.
New clause 7A.
I propose the question that new clause 7A be read a second time. Yes.
New clause 2A.
Chairperson?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. That the bill be amended by inserting the following new clauses immediately after clause 2. Madam Chair, the new insertion involves long narrations, and I propose that the change,
Honorable Senators,
the insertion,
let's listen to the proceedings of the House.
yeah, that the bill be amended as per the order paper.
Be now read a second time.
Yeah, Chair, now propose that the new clause A be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 2B. I propose the question that the new clause 7A. Where's the 2A? Oh, you came back here. I propose the question that new clause 2A be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2A be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 2B.
Chairperson?
Chair, I propose that new clause 2B be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 2B be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2B be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 7A.
Chairperson,
Chair, I propose that new clause 7A be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 7A be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 7A be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33A.
Chairperson,
Chair, I propose that new clause 33A be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33A be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33A be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33B.
Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33B be read a second time as outlined in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 33B be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33B be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33C.
Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33C be read a second time as outlined in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 33C be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33C be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33D.
Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33B be read a second time as in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 33D be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33D be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33E.
Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33E be read a second time as in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 33E be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33E be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33F.
Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33F be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33F be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33F be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33G.
Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33G be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33G be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33G be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33H.
Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33H be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33H be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33H be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33I.
Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33I be read a second time as in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 31. I propose the question that new clause 33I be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33I be read a second time. Division at the end.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Standing committee chair.
That the clause 2 of the bill be amended by inserting the following new definition immediately after the definition of the word heritage. Living heritage means the intangible aspects of inherited culture and may include A, cultural tradition, B, oral history, C, performance, D, ritual, E, popular memory, F, skills and techniques, G, indigenous knowledge systems, or H, the holistic approach to nature, society, and social relationships. I propose that new clause 2 becomes part of the bill. Or be read a second time, sorry.
I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
I propose the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Chairperson,
I propose that new clause 33F be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33F be read a second time. I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
I propose the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Chairperson? Can the bell be rung for 5 minutes? Can the bell be rung for another 5 minutes?
Also lined up in the business this afternoon is the County Oversight and Accountability Bill, a bill originating from the Senate, Senate Bill number 17 of 2021 by Senator Ledamo Olekina. The Committee of the Whole will equally be considering the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 38 of 2021 by Senator for Homa Bay, Senator Moses Kajwang. And after the conclusion of debate on that particular bill, the senators will be proceeding to division. Finally, the Committee of the Whole will be considering the intergovernmental relations.
Legal Affairs and Human Rights on the political parties
January 2022. Consequently, via Gazette Notice number 429 of 21st January 2022, I appointed today, Tuesday, 25th January 2022 afternoon, Wednesday, 26th January 2022 afternoon, and Thursday, 27th January morning and afternoon for special sittings of the Senate. In the Gazette Notice, I indicated that the business to be transacted at the special sitting shall be consideration of 1, the political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 56 of 2021. 2, the County Oversight and Accountability Bill, Senate Bills number 17 of 2021. 3, the Heritage and Museum Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2021. 4, the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 38 of 2021, and 5, the Intergovernmental Relations Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 37 of 2021. Honorable Senators, in accordance with Standing Orders number 35, 5, I wish to remind you all that the business specified in the Gazette notice and as outlined in the order paper and the weekly program shall be the only business before the Senate during the special sittings, following which the Senate shall stand adjourned until Tuesday, 8th February 2022 at 2:30 p.m. I thank you. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Thank you.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Okay, yeah, Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, the 25th of January, 2022. Report of the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights on the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2021. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Senator Murkomen?
Mr. Speaker, I have skimmed through the table report, and Mr. Speaker, I've realized that at the end of the report, the committee is proposing no amendments to the bill as submitted from the National Assembly. In that regard, Mr. Speaker, the issues that were, strong issues that were raised by the Registrar of Political Parties and the IEBC that are also captured in the report and when they appeared before the committee, that, Mr. Speaker, I would have wished and thought that it would persuade the committee to come with amendments. Now that the committee did not consider amendments, a number of us have amendments to the bill. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to request you to give us the period of time within which we should file the amendments with your office, Mr. Speaker, to enable us to prepare ourselves for the third reading, Mr. Speaker. And the last thing, if you allow me, with your permission, Mr. Speaker, I tabled a bill which has even more urgency than the political parties bill, which is about qualification of candidates to run for office. And that bill, Mr. Speaker, was removing academic qualifications for members of, for requirement for academic qualification for county assembly and parliament for those who are seeking office. And particularly, Mr. Speaker, we had a similar amendment with Senator Olekina, which also captures members of parliament who do not have a degree at the moment and who are now being told, after being in parliament for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they are being told they are not qualified to run for office by virtue of not having a degree. Mr. Speaker, I don't know how long your office and the office of the Speaker of the National Assembly is going to take for this bill to be expedited here, to be debated. It may pass, it may not, but the people of Kenya deserve a consideration of this House on this very important issue before the nominations, which are 2 months away, Mr. Speaker. And Senator Olekina is here.
Okay, on your first request, your fears are captured in a communication I'll be making in a short while. Yeah. Senator Wambua.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've just heard my colleague, Senator Murkomen, saying that he has gone through the report. Mr. Speaker, I am standing to request that you give a direction that copies of that report be made available physically so that we can also appraise ourselves. And even there are no amendments proposed by the committee, then those of us who may have some amendments to propose, then we can be guided by you and the chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, that's also captured in what I'm about to communicate. So I think let me communicate so that okay. Okay, honorable senators, the chairperson of the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights has just tabled a report of the Committee on the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2021. A copy of the report will be availed to all senators immediately for the advance reading in readiness for the second reading of the bill, which is scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, 26 January 2022 at 2:30 p.m. 2. Pursuant to Standing Order number 145, upon conclusion of the second reading, the bill will stand committed to the Committee of the Whole. At the Committee of the Whole, senators may submit amendments to the bill for consideration. Honorable Senators, 3, the process to guide the Committee of the Whole is as outlined at Standing Order number 147, in particular, Standing Order 147-2, which provides that, and I quote, no amendment shall be moved to any part of a bill by any senator other than the senator in charge of the bill, unless written notification of the amendment shall have been given to the clerk at least 24 hours before the commencement of the sitting at which that part of the bill is considered in Committee of the Whole. Honorable Senators, in this regard, I direct that all amendments to the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2021, must be submitted to the Office of the Clerk by Wednesday, 26 January 2022 at 2:30 p.m. with no exception. Any amendment tomorrow, any amendment received after this time will not be accepted. Honorable Senators, as we debate the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2021, I urge that we exercise restraint, maintain decorum that is expected of a functional legislature, and adhere to the standing orders. The Senate stands guided. Thank you. Yes, Senator Orengo. Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for that direction. And I think it's important to put on record that the House Business Committee, in its consideration of this matter, emphasize the fact that you cannot table the report the same day and discuss it the same day. So you would notice that we insisted that the report be tabled and members have a full day, overnight, to read the report carefully so that we can have an informed debate. And I appreciate the direction by the Speaker. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, you must also remove the notion from the mind of anybody that a bill, whether there are amendments by the committee or not, that can stop a member from moving an amendment so long as they comply with the standing order that you have enumerated. So I also believe that we should have a very informed debate on this matter. Let us debate it robustly, but in an informed way so that we can show the difference between our debate here and the lower house. Thank you.
Senator Cheriot.
This is on a rather different note, but allow me to still say something about what you've just mentioned. I respect your communication, but I found the latter part of your communication to be a bit of concern to me. I know it's necessary because of what happened in the National Assembly, but Mr. Speaker, this is the upper house. In my 2 terms of Senate, I have never seen us disagree and dissent to the levels that you witnessed to the other house. Therefore, next time when such a communication is done, Mr. Speaker, it is proper that it doesn't go to our records. I can assure you that the members of this house don't get to those levels.
You know, we take insurance not because we are going to have an accident, but just to protect. So that was just that in case, I'm not saying we'll get there, but just in case somebody may want to get there, then it's preemptive.
It's preemptive.
Yes.
I'm properly guided. Can I now raise the substantive issue that made me to rise and seek your attention, Mr. Speaker? In the course of my duties, Mr. Speaker, as the other responsibilities that I have in this house, there's a matter that has caught my attention, and I'd wish to hear your comment about it, and perhaps you give further direction. That on 2 or 3 occasions, I've received news that senators, in the course of going about their duties, and sometimes part of their duties involved traveling out of the country, have been stopped at the various border points and being told that there is a directive from the executive that no senator should travel outside the country until we finish consideration of this bill that is before this House. I don't know if this matter has come to your attention, and what is your comment about it? Because if it is true, then it is rather a grave matter, Mr. Speaker, because if we are descending to levels where members are being stopped from going about their duties, some of them either official or with family, because of business that is before the House, then this country is descending to levels lower than has ever been since independence, Mr. Speaker. I'd appreciate that you give a firm commitment to the members of this House that they are as free as the Constitution allows them to be, and they can move at any time as they wish to, so long as we follow whatever other regulations are there. But what I find rather disturbing is that this instruction is actually from the executive and not even from your office, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Wetangula.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I associate myself with what the distinguished Senator for Siaya said to the extent of amending whatever the content of the bill is, and that is not limited to the recommendations of the committee. But allow me, Mr. Speaker, to pick up from where the distinguished Senator for Kericho has left. That, Mr. Speaker, over the weekend or last week, I received a frantic phone call from members of staff of the Senate who are on their way to South Africa with their colleagues from the National Assembly for training. And upon reaching the airport and checking in, and when they reached the immigration as the last point to go and board their flights, they were told, Mr. Speaker, that members of the Senate, including members of staff, have been injuncted from traveling out of the country because of a pending business in the House. Assuming, Mr. Speaker, that there is a desire for senators to be in this House to debate any matter, no law obligates every senator to sit in the House. They may sit in the House, and now that we even debate through different medium, via Zoom and other mediums, a member sitting in a committee in U.A.E. or in U.S. or wherever can participate in the proceedings of this House. In fact, we have had members voting from Washington to bills in this House. And if, Mr. Speaker, the intention was to have quorum for the debate, why extend it to innocent staff of the House who are going on training with their colleagues? In fact, in this particular incident, Mr. Speaker, the staff of the Senate were offloaded their luggage from the plane which had already been put in the cargo hold, and they were turned away from the airport and they didn't travel, while their counterparts from the National Assembly, in fact, did travel. So as the head of this House, together with your clerk, we need, senators can protect themselves, but staff need even greater protection so that if it's enhancement of their skills through learning, Mr. Speaker, then we should not allow anybody to subject them to this. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, the Houses of Parliament as a legislature are independent of the executive. So on what basis would anybody in the executive injunct a member of a different arm of government from traveling out of the country for whatever reason, except probably security or other matters?
Senator Mahmood.
Mr. Speaker, sir, let me also say something about this, because I got a call from a relative of mine who works at the airport. And she asked me that she saw a list of all the senators, 67 senators, asking them not to clear to travel out. In fact, I was warned not to try to travel because there's a name there that the list here, we cannot travel. And I was shocked. That was last week. If that's the case, because it came from the executive, I wonder why the executive wants to control, the